Okay. So in the previous session, we were discussing about the different variable voltage frequency controls from the voltage sources. So we have different voltage sources. So from the voltage sources, how best we can control our induction motor. So in the previous class, we were discussed about the frequency, the variable frequency of an induction motor. So what are the different relationship between the torque of the motor as well as torque of the motor and the frequency, the voltage. So these are the things that we have studied. So here this is the relationship between voltage frequency ratio. So the voltage frequency ratio, so the knee point, the basic consideration is the knee point. So then from the knee point only the voltage frequency ratio starts working. So this is the relationship between omega ms, the speed ratio and the torque. So how actually the speed and the torque is interlinked. So as we keep on changes the input to the voltage, we know that the directly proportional to the square of the terminal voltage. So this terminal voltage, as we increase the voltage, the corresponding torque will be goes on increases. So at standstills, at the nearest to the synchronous speed. So what happens here? The base frequency will be reached here. At the synchronous frequency, the base frequency. So this at base frequency, what happened? At base frequency, the torque which is rotating at some constant torque, the speed. So it will be a maximum at the maximum at synchronous speed. So that will be the relationship. So today we are going to deal with the variable frequency speed control. So how best we can control the speeds. So we know that the main advantage of the variable frequency control. So this variable frequency control provides a good running and as well as the transient performance. So normally why we are going to choose the variable frequency, because this variable frequency speed control provides a good running as well as the transient performance. So this leads to the different features. So what are the different features? That is a good running as well as a transient performance. So this leads to a good features. So the features are normally a speed control and braking operations are available from 0 speed to the base speed. So in the previous session we studied the speed control and braking torque. Speed control is nothing but our omega s and the torque is T maximum torque. So these two things, the speed control as well as the braking operations, are normally available from 0 speed to the base speed. So this is the first feature. And normally what happens during the transients, during transient conditions, that is normally the starting, braking, or sometimes you can take the speed control, the speed reversal. So these are the different transient operations. So at these conditions, at these operations, what happens? The operation can be carried out at a maximum torque. During transient operation, we can carry out the performance at maximum torque with the reduced current. So what happens? Automatically during the reduced current only, during the minimum current only, the torque will be maximum. So we can't keep on control the voltage. We can't keep on control the current in order to bring the torque from maximum position to minimum position. So for that purpose, we can control the maximum torque at limited current values. So at reduced current values. So this is the one more advantage, one more feature. And the copper losses. So here what happens? The copper losses are very low and the efficiency and power factor is high. If we continue at good running conditions, if we maintain the operation at good operation. So if you keep on control the operations at good running conditions, so the losses will be less and the power factor will be improved and the efficiency of the motor as well. So for that purpose, we have to keep the motor of the condition of the motor will be at good condition. The good is nothing but the transient free. Okay. and drop in speed from no load to full load is very small. The drop, normally what the drops are takes place now, different drops. So the drops which we are going to observe between the no load to full load will be less. So these are the different good features of a variable frequency drives, that is the speed control. So here the block control contains, normally what are the contains? Its controls are flux control. A drive will be there which is mainly used to control the flux. The flux will be generated by using the Faraday's experiment. You people know the Faraday's experiment, how the flux is generated. So this flux control box will be control the flux that is generated at the stator terminals. Okay, and variable frequency voltage source drive will be there. So this control box consists of a variable frequency voltage sources drives and the induction motor. So normally the induction motor is connected with the VFVS drives. So this VFVS drives will be connected with the flux control as well as delay. So we use delay in order to in order to make the differences in the values, in order to get the differences in the values. So for that purpose, we use delays to switch on and switch off of the drives. That is the main thing. And normally what happens here, the motor is fed from the variable frequency voltage sources. So the supply to the motor will be from VFVS, that is variable frequency voltage sources. The voltage source will be there. So this voltage source will be controlled by different variation in the frequencies. So that's why it's called as VFVS. So that is fed from fed to the induction motor. And here the V star and the F star. You can observe here, this is the V star and F star. These are the outputs from the flux control and delay circuits. So these are the outputs from the flux control and delay controls. These are input to our input command. So these are the input command to supply sources. It is VFVS. And here the F star. This is the reference frequency. So this is changed to the control speed. So the controlling actions that we need to take place now. So those controlling actions, the changes, the variables in the speed or the frequency will be getting connected through the delay circuits. So that's why we use delay. And here the flux control blocks. So these flux control block, this produces a voltage command. So this voltage command is called as V star. So this will be what happens, this voltage command. So this voltage command controls the supply voltage. Controls the supply voltage which is fed into our induction motor. So that's the main purpose of flux control. So here the voltage frequency, the variable frequency voltage source. So this VFVS would be an inverter or a cycloconverter. So this would be an inverter or cycloconverter. So by the input, so the induction motor will be getting input from the VFVS sources. So this is about the brief concept of how actually the modeling. So now we already discussed what happens to the frequency control, what happens to the variables in the frequency, what happens to the variable in the source voltage, what are the unbalanced supply voltage, and what is the single phasing. So after studying all these things, this is the conclusion part. So how actually the drives works with the variable frequency as well as with variable voltage. So the next thing will be slip speed control. So here what happens, the V and F that we derived in the session now. So that V will be our voltage fed into our machine, and F will be the frequency, at what frequency the supply will be supplying into our motor. So when the motor is operated below the base speed, that is omega m. Omega m is the base speed. Omega ms is the synchronous speed. So the base speed will be there. So this base speed, when the motor is operated with the base speed with constant V by F control, constant voltage frequency control, ratio of voltage frequency, that we derived now. The graph, it was like that, constant. After reaching the knee point, the V by F ratio will be constant till the 0 to omega ms. there will be an inclination of V by F ratio. After reaching the constant, after reaching the omega ms, the V by F ratio will be constant. This is the base frequency. Base frequency is nothing but the base speed as well. So after reaching the base speed or base frequency, the V by F ratio will be constant. So this is what I was going to explain there. Okay. So the terminal voltage will be kV. So different nomenclature for the control of speed control. So how best we can going to control the speed by using voltage frequency, variable frequency drives. So there are different types of drives are there. So in that type the variable frequency drive. So this in the variable frequency drive, how we are going to control the speed? How actually the speed control techniques takes place. So that we are going to discuss now. So here K is the factor. So that where I am going to take the factor K. So this K is lies between 0 to 1. So in between that a frequency will be changes from 0 to F. So F will be the maximum value. So whatever may be the frequency. So the variation between the values. The K will be varied between 0 to 1. The frequency will be varied between 0 to F. So after these things, just substitute the equations. So these equations that we derived in the first session, that is operation of the motor with continuous supply, the performance and analysis of induction motor. So at that time we derived an equation, that is the equation for current I. So just we substituted applied the Ohm's law into our equivalent circuit. So that is a V by RR dash by S. So we were using RR dash by S, but along with that here we are using K. So K is the factor for terminal voltage. So that will be there, plus Ks plus Kr dash whole square. So normal equation. So T will be, so current equation and T equation. So how we got this equation? We derived this in our first session. Okay. I hope you people are remembered these equations. We are using very oftenly. So please, I'm telling you guys to remember these formulas. These formulas that we are repeatedly using for solving the problems. So just remember these formulas. 3 by omega ms of V square by RR dash by S. So here with the constant factor we are using K. Similarly RR dash by S plus Ks plus Kr dash. So here one more 10 was there RS. So here we are considering the terminal voltage. So just neglected the RS factor. Okay. And here the rotor current, the stator dependent rotor current, that is IR dash. Stator dependent rotor current, and the torque will be remains constant. So whenever for a small slips, for the slip will be normally small for IR dash with positive sequence voltages. So slip will be small for positive sequence voltages. The positive sequence voltages are nothing but the voltages which are in phase. So for such voltages, the slip will be small and the flux will be constant. The flux, so that's the IM will be constant. So here IS divided by is equals to IR dash plus IM square. So IM square is the mutual current, the current which is flowing through the stator as well as the rotor circuits. So this is the mutual current. So that will be okay. And here if the motor operation, so what happens if the motor operation is carried out at a constant values? So the K and S, the factors, that is K and S. So these factors are normally variables. So if you are going to keep them as a constant operation, so what happens at that time? So at that time the frequency is varied. So for the motor operations which are carried out at base Ks constant values, the frequency is varied in the motor at a constant current and torque. So the frequency will be varied with the motor operate at a constant speed as well as constant torque. So the Ks and Kf are the two factors that are mainly dependent upon the speed control, the slip speed control. So the conclusion, so what is the conclusion from this slide is the slip So the slip will be a factor for, so the slip will be smaller for the currents which are in phase. So which are in phase. So those current values, the torque values that we are going to derive by using these two equations. So these are the most fundamental equations for the induction motor. So fundamental equations are nothing but the equations which are mainly dependent in order to make the modeling using the mathematical equations in our simulation softwares. So these are called as the fundamental equations. So that's why keep remember the voltage formulas, current formulas, as well as the torque formulas. So here the Ks and the Kf are the two factors which are for base frequency as well as base speed. Okay. And here the synchronous speed. So the synchronous speed normally given by omega ms. So along with the factor K factor, just substitute K omega ms. So here just the normal equations, we are adding the base factor, that is K. So K is nothing but a constant for considering in terms of a base value. Okay. The slip S will be given by omega ms. So always remember the slip will be equals to the synchronous speed minus the base speed divided by the synchronous speed. So wherever you go. So here I am just using with the K factor. That's why K omega ms minus omega m divided by K omega ms. So if you just remove the Ks is equals to K omega ms by omega m divided by omega ms. So what this equation means? So this equation is nothing but our slip. So this equation is nothing but our slip. So just take now omega s divided by omega ms. Omega s1 divided by omega sl divided by omega ms is the synchronous speed. So just substitute here. That's it. So the equation omega sl. So here the omega sl is equals to K omega ms minus omega m. So omega sl. What is meant by omega sl? It's the slip speed. So this slip speed will be the difference in the rotor field speed K omega ms. So this K omega ms is the rotor field speed. Okay. So rotor field speed and rotor speed. So two kind of speeds are there. Rotor speed and rotor field speed. The field at which the rotor is rotating at a constant. So rotor field speed. So this slip speed will be given by the difference between the rotor field speed minus rotor speed, or nothing but it's the drop. It is the drop between the speed from no load to full load. The drop between the speed from no load to full load is called as slip speed. Okay, so it would be considered only at the loaded condition, not at no load condition. So that's the thing you people need to remember. This equation holds good for when it is on loaded condition. When the machine is on loaded condition. Okay, and the operation of the machine. The operation of the machine is a constant slip speed. So this also implies that Ks. So this Ks is equals to Kfs divided by F. So this is called as Fr. Fr is equals to Kf of S. That is, so for omega R is equals to Fr, and omega is equals to F, or nothing but delta omega is equals to delta F. Angular frequency, normal frequency. So these are constant. So this Ks will be given by omega R divided by omega, or Fr divided by F. So these are the rotor frequencies. The frequency that is supplied into our rotor circuit. So that would be called as rotor frequency also. Okay. So S is less than Sm. So whenever the slip is less than the synchronous slip, so what happens? So you can observe in this equation. So for S is less than Sm and RR dash by S is greater than Ks plus Kr dash. So in these equations, so the equations are there now. So if you are going to use this equation for normalized functions, normalized functions are nothing but when the slip is less, normal slip is less than the synchronous slip, and this RR dash, this equation is there. Now RR dash by Ks is very much higher than the Ks plus Kr dash. So what happens? This is just condition. So now condition aste. A conditional ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ equation ಯಾವ ತರ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? So here the torque equation, the same torque equation, this Ks plus Kr dash is neglected, means small value compared to RR dash by Ks. So what happens to the equation? So ನಿಮಗೆ normally gate examinations. So in the gate examinations you may get the questions like this. They may not give the value of impedance reactance impedance value, they may not give. So in the gate examinations, so at that time you should remember the main formula. And so what happens if the reactance impedance is not given, if it is neglected? So what would be the equation? So the equation will be like this: T is equals to 3V square by RR dash omega ms, RR dash omega ms for Ks values. So the equation will be transformed into like this, that is 6.76. So okay, so what happens? So when the S is less than Sm, so here as I told now, the synchronous slip, the slip which is less than the synchronous slip, that is Sm. So the speed torque curves near would be the straight line, speed torque curves of kind of normal straight line. So you people need to remember this point also. Ee point nenu pettukobeku eno, when S is less than Sm, the speed torque characteristics, the speed torque curve would be straight line, just a straight line. So by this, the slip speed, the motor current and the torque, the motor current, the torque and the slip speed, that is Ks omega Sl. So omega Sl, so omega Sl is equals to K omega ms minus omega m. So omega Sl, the torque T and the speed, so the current. So these values will be for the motor current as well as the torque, which are controlled by controlling the slip speed. So this T and this IR dash will be controlled by using omega Sl, that is slip speed. So the motor current can be restricted with the safe limit by limiting the slip speed. By limiting the omega Sl, we can control the IR dash, that is motor current. Rotor stator dependent rotor current is nothing but our motor current, because the current that is flowing into the rotor circuit, from that rotor circuit only we are getting the final output. So which part, from which part we are getting the final output, that would be the current of the whole part, whole machine. So the motor current would be will be the in the safer limit with the omega Sl. So omega Sl is nothing but slip speed. So we are just concentrating on the control of our motor by using slip speed. Okay. So now consider the equation which will be for above base speed. So till now we are considered for the below base speed. The equations that we derived now, IR dash, T, omega Sl, omega ms are the equations for below base speed. So now just consider for the above base speed. Okay. So above base speed. So in the above base speed, what happens? So let's consider our normal current equation. So what is the current equation? IR dash is equals to V divided by Rs plus RR dash by S whole square plus K square. Here K square term is comes XS plus XR dash whole square. So just by observe. So what was the equations for below speed and what is now? See here. So there V divided by RR dash by KS square plus XS plus XR dash whole square. So now RS is there and K will be here. So this is the difference. So when we are going to consider for below base speed and above base speed. So here what happens? The frequency. So the frequency will be higher than the rated value. Because when the frequency will be higher than the rated value, then only the speed will be above than the base speed. Above than the base speed. So for K is greater than 1. Here the operation is considered between the synchronous speed and maximum torque. So as we know that the operation that we are considering here is it is for synchronous speed and the maximum torque. So when the frequency is greater than the K is greater than 1, at base frequency, at base speed, the frequency will be higher for the above base speed. So just remember, the frequency will be lesser for below base speed. The frequency will be higher for the above base speed. So when the frequency will be higher, then K is greater than 1. So when the frequency is lesser or above below the base speed, then K will be less than 1. This is the concept. So the operation will be IR dash is equals to SV divided by RR dash. So V divided by RR dash of S. So what is S? So that we derived here. S. S is equals to K omega ms minus omega m by K omega ms. So we are using this equation here. K into omega ms minus omega m by K omega ms. So when S is equals to this. So or else just normalize these equations. Simplify these equations. K omega ms minus omega m. So that would be equals to omega SL. So what is omega SL? Omega SL is equals to, here we have K omega ms minus omega m. Substitute here. K omega ms minus omega m. So that equals to omega SL. So what is K omega ms minus omega m here? K omega ms into SV divided by RR dash. K omega ms into IR dash divided by RR dash divided by V. Just simplify ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ equation simplify ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. So this should be the equation K omega ms minus omega m is equals to omega SL, that is slip speed constant, slip speed equation. So the same slip speed will be written like this, RR dash by V into omega ms of K IR dash. So while solving the problem, depending upon the given, so if he is given only the omega ms value, or if he has given only the rotor resistance or terminal voltage, so depending upon the given data, you can use this formula. So this is very important in order to solve the problems, in order to calculate the slip speed. So by using the above equations, the IR dash and IS is the stator speed, stator current. So the omega SL is the slip speed. So these increases linearly. So for the above base speed, so in the above base speed operation, what happens for a given IR dash and approximately for the given IS. So for the given IR dash and for the given IS, the slip speed increases linearly for the above base speed. So the closed loop speed control. So normally in the closed loop speed control, in order to limiting the current within the permissible value, the above base speed will be considered. So when we are going to consider for the above base speed condition, when in the closed loop speed control operation, in order to limit the current, within the specified values, so we use above base speed condition. So if the slip is less, so what happens when the slip is less, the IR dash and V for the low base speed, for the less amount of slip, the V and IR dash will be in phase. So at that time, the power, so what would be the power equation? So PM Pm will be equals to 3 VIR dash. Pm will be equals to 3 IR dash. So the Pm is a constant. The power that is generated when the slip is less. So that would be called as Pm. And at this condition, that is at low speed, at low slip, with considering the current IR dash with the given IR dash and IS, the power that is generated is called as constant power mode operation. It's called as constant power mode operation. So what we did, we studied the variable frequency voltage sources. So we considered the slip speed control. So the slip speed is called as omega SL. So what happens to the omega SL when the speed is less, that is below base speed, and what happens to the omega SL when above base speed? So these are the given equations. Okay. And the next thing is torque and power variations. So the torque and power variations and mode of operation. So what would be the mode of operation for the variation in the torque and power? So that we will discuss. So normally the industrial drives. So whatever the industrial drives that we are going to consider, or the operations of the different industrial drives, so those are mainly dependent upon the speed and torque. So now industrial automation. So now automation ante ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ, automation ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ we should upgrade the drives, industrial drives. So these drives will be mainly considered are the speed and the torque. So ನೀವು ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಟಾರ್ಕ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ನ ಪಕ್ಕಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, so your drives operation will be easier, smoother, and you can upgrade. So that's why we need to study the speed control characteristics, torque control characteristics. So what happens to the below speed, what happens to the above speed, so what would be the current equations, what would be the torque equations, so what happens to our drives when we are going to supply with the unbalanced supply, so non-sinusoidal supply. So what happens to the harmonics, so harmonic content ಏನಾದರೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ performance ಯಾವ ತರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So we have studied by varying the voltage frequency ratios, and we studied the characteristics for torque with respect to the speed. So these are the main fundamentals in order to know the performance of our drives. I hope you got the point. Okay. And here the next point is the torque and power variations, and also the modes of operations. So what happens when the maximum stator current, so this maximum stator current leads into the maximum torque. So what happens when the current supply that we are supplying the maximum current, so automatically the current the torque will be maximum. So that's what told. So the maximum stator current leads to the maximum torque, and this maximum torque leads to the maximum capability of variable frequency control. So at maximum power, the power at maximum torque, the power capabilities of the motor in variable frequency control. So those things will be given in this graph. The torque and the power variations for a given stator current, for the below frequency values and for the above rated frequency. So everything, so that is given in this graph. So when the stator current has maximum permissible value, so this stator current represents in the maximum torque. So ಹೇಳಿದಲ್ಲ ಈಗ maximum stator current ಕೊಟ್ರೆ maximum torque ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, and the variations of the maximum torque. So here the variations in the maximum torque with the frequency values. So here you can look at here the variations in the torque values and the variations in the stator current values. So this graph gives you the torque values, the mode of operation. So now mode of operation, three mode of operations are there. One is constant torque mode of operation, and constant power mode of operation, and constant slip or speed mode of operation. So why the name constant torque mode? So here you can observe here. So at varying the speed, at limiting the speed with maximum stator current. At maximum stator current, we are getting maximum torque. So this current, which is normally constant in nature. So this constant current leads to the constant torque. So that's why this characteristic is called as constant torque mode. So in the constant power mode, next thing is constant power mode. So in the constant power mode, what happens? If you just after reaching the maximum torque value, the torque will goes on decreases. So after omega ms, after the synchronous speed, what happens? At omega ms, at the synchronous speed, the torque will be maximum. So this is okay. Look at here. So here the slip is varying. So this triple dotted lines are varying. So after the maximum reaching the value, the torque is goes on decreases. The torque is goes on decreases. So this decrease in value. So whenever the motor current reduces, inversely, so with the speed. So whenever the motor current reduces inversely with the speed, the torque is decreases. Can look at here, the torque is decreases. So this operation in this region is required in the drives for a wide speed range. So this mode requires wide range of speed. Okay. So at this range we need wide speed range we need. So this mode is called as constant power mode. Okay, constant power mode. So here the constant slip and the constant speed. So you can look at here. So after reaching the variable values, after reaching the steady state constants, after reaching this point, after a certain time of operation, the current may be reduces in the stator slots. So when the current is reduces, the torque is also reduces, since current is directly proportional to the torque. So when the current is reduces, the torque is also reduces. So these two reduces the power mode. So at these conditions, the slip will be constant. At these conditions, the slip will be constant. Okay. So here the motor has a constant maximum torque from 0 to base speed. So that base speed will be given by omega mb, and hence the drive operates at a constant torque mode. So at omega mb, the omega mb is called as the base speed. Here after reaching the omega mb, the drive leads to operation in the constant torque mode. So in the base speed, from the base speed to omega mc, you can look at here. So these are three speed points, speed deviation points. That is omega mb. This is the omega mb. This is omega mc. This is the omega m. Okay. This is the constant torque values. Constant torque. So the constantly it is increasing or constantly it is decreasing. Okay, this is the omega ms, that is the synchronous speed torque. Synchronous speed omega ms. So from base speed to omega mc, from base speed to omega mc. This is omega mb is called as base speed now. So from this point to this point, from base speed to omega mc, so what happens there? The maximum power has a constant value. So here it's a constant value. So this constant value leads to the constant power. So this omega mb to omega mc leads to the constant speed. So that automatically leads to the constant power mode. So this constant power mode will be like this. Look at it. So this from this point to this point is called as constant power mode. So this point to this point, omega mb, this omega mc, this. So this region of operation is called as constant power mode operation. Okay, from base speed to the speed omega mc, the power is maximum, so it has a constant value, and the motor which is operating at the maximum power region is called as constant power mode operation. So three mode of operation, that is constant torque mode. Constant torque mode is when a motor has a constant maximum torque from 0 to base omega mb. So this is the reason. So this is the reason from 0 to omega mb. So this region is called as constant torque mode operation. So this is the constant torque mode operation. So from omega mb to omega mc, the power mode which is normally motor is operating is called as constant power mode. So here is the constant power mode. Okay. So after reaching the omega mc, so below the speed, below the omega mc value, automatically the breakdown of torque reaches. So omega mc is the maximum speed. So after reaching that omega mc, the torque will be breakdown. Okay. So beyond omega mc, beyond the constant speed omega mc, whatever the region of operation. So after reaching the omega mc, the region of machine operating is called as constant slip mode operation. And the maximum permissible current as well as the maximum powers are here decreases. I told here. So this is the third mode of operation. After omega mc, so this is the omega mc. So after this value, after omega mc value, after reaching the omega mc value, so the remaining region of operation is called as constant slip mode operation. So after reaching the omega mc, the power, the current, the torque are decreases. So this is the brief of variable frequency voltage source. Variable frequency voltage source. Variable frequency control from voltage sources. So it has three parts. Variable frequency control. So that is V by F constant. So that we derived here. So till from 0 value to omega ms value, the torque will be reaching, after reaching the knee point, the torque will be constant. So this is the point. So this is about variable frequency operation. And next, variable frequency speed control. So what is the different control blocks are there? So what are the different inputs, what are the different outputs? So what is the supply? So that we studied here. So the next point is slip speed control, omega Sn. So what is the slip speed control for below base speed, and what is the slip speed control for above base speed? So what is the relationship between the currents and the torque values at different slip speeds? So that is the second part, and the third part is torque and power variations. So the torque and power variations in different modes. So what is constant torque mode, what is constant power mode, and what is constant slip or speed mode. So these things we studied today. This is enough for today. So if you have any queries, you can ask. I hope you people are getting the concepts. Oh, use strength. 10 members.